Hi everybody, so we're getting ready for our master's orals, which is going to be tons of fun. And I want to give you a 5-part formula that you can use to answer the questions. You don't have to use it. All of you got in here with an in-person interview. You're very capable of doing great in the master's orals, but if you are the type of person who likes a structure, here's a 5-part structure. First, reflect on the question. Second, answer the question. Third, talk about the theorists that inform your answer. Fourth, talk about how you've seen it with your mentor in your school site. And fifth, talk about how it affects your future work and questions. So, to have us practice, we have an action research question from a few years ago, and a distinguished panel, Finn and Eli and Sarin and Sela. All right, Sela, go ahead.
Mr. Monley, our first question is action research. Action research is research conducted by teachers for themselves. As such, it is a powerful tool for empowering teachers to bring about change in classrooms and schools. Describe the action research study you engaged in this semester, and how what you have learned might impact your work with future students.
Okay, great. Well, that's a great question. Our action research course and the project I did was really impactful this year. So my action research project involved the effect of more parent communication on student completion of work in class. And so working together with my mentor, we designed a system through which we picked a group of students and we talked with their families once per week about their work in class and gave them consistent updates and did a variety of other things to try to affect their work completion in class. And over the course of that project, we gathered data, both quantitative data, the amount of work turned in, and qualitative data through surveys with students and families to try to figure out what was the effect of increased parent communication. And taking the course really helped me because it allowed me to sort of see research through a different lens. I think I always had kind of a quantitative lens where I thought about numbers, but when we read Merriam and the qualitative research book that she had in the excerpts, the chapters that we read, she talked about how to put your data into different categories and think about all kinds of different ways of gathering data. It really affected me when we read that Walcott article. We read a Walcott article where he took a lot of pieces from a homeless teenager and talked about different pieces of his life and took excerpts from multiple interviews and put them together. And it helped me see how we can learn from data that isn't just quantitative or numbers data. And that really spoke powerfully to me. I also enjoyed the pieces that we read from Mills around this. And it really did have a strong effect on the work that we did in our classroom with my mentor. I really think that it did have an impact. We saw it have an impact on the students that we were working with. And she really exemplified that for me too, what does constant parent communication look like? And it's something that I really want to carry forward into the future. Some of the questions that I have are, how can I push this project further? What is the most important and impactful kind of parent communication? And then I just want to have kind of that constant action researcher hat on. I want to always be thinking, what kind of data can I gather around what we're doing? And as we look to the COI process in Aspire, the cycle of inquiry process, how can we push that forward to most impact our students? And so that's what I think about with my future work and then some of the questions that I have. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Thanks, panelists.